So many people lost their jobs because of the pandemic. And if you're one of them, or if you know someone who lost their job, this may be a great, helpful episode for you. In this video, we're going to talk about the harsh realities of getting fired in the middle of the pandemic and what you can do to get yourself back on track. Hi, I'm Lyqa Maravilla, and I'm an educational content creator and a former hiring manager. Some of the most common questions we get from Cosmo readers are adulting and work related. Take this for example. I was recently let go from work and I'm feeling lost. It was unexpected. I'm trying to figure out what my next step is, but I'm slightly panicking. How do I deal with this? Well, first of all, I want you to feel all the feels. I know it's a really terrible situation you're in right now. And the sad part is, this is something that a lot of people had to go through this past year. Now, if there's a bit of, comfort in shared suffering, I think the entire human race is going through that right now. But one of the things I want you to remember is that your job is not your career, and your career isn't you. So you are always worth more than the job and the money that you bring in. All right? Now, the next thing that we need to do would be to really talk about what you can do next, right? And again, going back to what I said before, the entire world is going through this. So what that means is that even the hiring managers, even the people who own companies know that this is the trend nowadays. So when you go back into finding opportunities for yourself, you have to remember that they know this, that they probably went through this as well. And you can actually leverage having a job before when it comes to selling yourself to your next hiring manager. You can say something like, I was hired by a big company, but because of the pandemic, I was retrenched. Or there was this policy, last in, first out, so they had to cut me loose. But being accepted by a big company to start with is already a huge deal when it comes to applying for another position. Because that is a great markup for you when it comes to choosing the next candidate for them. A lot of people know what you're going through. You're going through the exact same thing. And you can bank on hiring managers and companies being empathetic about the entire situation. So if that brings you any consolation, I hope it does. One of the things we have to talk about is that you are going to be competing with probably the best of the best right now. A lot of people with 5 years experience, 10 years experience were also let go because of the entire situation. But one thing that you can start talking about would be how adaptable you are to change. That is a really key feature that you can insert in the conversation. You can talk about how young you are and how quick you are when it comes to pivoting. You can talk about how teachable you are and how savvy you are when it comes to technology. You know, one of the quick little tips that I try to give the people I coach these days is try to include as much technology as you could in your profile, in your resume. Like even inserting a quick little QR code in your resume will prompt the hiring manager, this kid is something else. And he or she knows technology and is not afraid to use it. You can put up your own landing page, just a quick little, maybe a blog account with all your credentials. Include a short link of that in your resume. And now they think that you can build an entire website all by yourself. And of course, start exploring other options too. What are the other multiple career options that I can do right now while I'm waiting for a proper full-time job? So build up your skills, build up your reputation, put yourself out there. Like one of the things I tell people is you should Google yourself. And if they don't find anything about you, maybe you can start putting up a LinkedIn profile or something like that, just to make sure that you are in their sights, because that's very important these days. Losing your job is never a good thing. And you have to go through all of these emotions. You have to move past the entire slump that you will be feeling and going through. But what you have to remember is that the pandemic is teaching everyone to be kind to others, and you should be kind to yourself as well. All you have to do is to be patient and persevere and just keep trying until you find that right position. Again, make sure that you let them know about your strengths, put out how good you are when it comes to technology. You can do that by including elements in your resume and being ready when it comes to your online interview. It's probably going to be virtual these days, and you should be good to go. There should be a perfect job for you out there, and anyone who stops will never find it. So go and get them.